another incredible guest. Welcome, everybody, to another powerful interview on Women's Spirit Festival. Welcome, everybody. You are all transforming. You are not breaking. You are not broken. You are becoming.
You
And
are.
Josie said something in her video the other day I think it was you, Josie, who said the caterpillar doesn't go into a cocoon, it's a chrysalis. And I love that because I have a sciencey brain. And I was like, I'm so glad we clarified. Josie, welcome to Women's Spirit Festival. I'm so glad to have you here.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I just have so much fun whenever I get to have a chat with you. So thanks for letting me be here.
This event is off the hook. It's so much fun. Women coming together from all over the world. It's fantastic. And everybody meet one of my favorite people on the planet. She's incredible. She does so many cool things. Plus, we have a lot of fun together. And she's a badass in business. So, Josie LoPorto Freeborn, she's sitting right here in front of you all. She's a women's empowerment coach, transformational, truly transformational speaker, and founder of the Soul-Led Academy for Female Entrepreneurs. It's a space where women can rise into confidence, clarity, and soulful success. Josie is all heart and soul. She is so much fun and she is an incredible speaker. So you're going to want to check out her talks that are part of this festival. Josie, welcome to a Women's Spirit interview.
Thank you. It's so exciting to be interviewed by you, Elizabeth. I have to say I'm probably having a hot flash right now because I'm really giddy. I'm so
Well,
giddy.
I have a fan and it is plugged in, so it's going to be charged. So I can give you a little. Um, tell everybody what you love about this community and Women's Spirit Festival.
Oh, I love it because it feels like home. I started my speaking online speaking because I've spoken in person way before years ago, but my online speaking started at the Spirit Festival like almost 2 years ago now. So this is like coming home. It feels so great. Yeah. It's
And Women's Spirit Festival is like a place where all women can come and feel like they're coming home. So I love that. And I love seeing you back here every time. Everybody, you're going to want to check out Josie's talks. She always delivers impact and transformation. So it's really cool. And Josie, you've had all sorts of journeys that have got you here. What's been one of your biggest challenges that you've gone through that has made you who you are today?
well, there's so many, but I will tell you about the most impactful recent one that you know about. Not everybody does though. And it was when my father passed away this past February, just 8 months ago. I lost the guy who got me. And when I say I lost, I mean I lost his earthly existence. He just got me. He just knew who I was, no matter what I was doing. He was the one guy that I knew always understood what was going on in here, even if I didn't speak it. And that was a big transition point for me. That's when things broke. They broke open, but it felt really devastating. And that was actually a moment that transformed me from the Josie of a year ago to the Josie who I am today,
Yeah.
which is different.
I saw that happen. Like I watched you go through that pain and the grief, and you fully embraced it as well. Like you didn't push it away. You fully embraced it. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, we had a little freeze glitch. I don't know if that's on my end, but I know, Elizabeth, I have a little frozen moment here with you, and I'm sure you're going to come back. But it wasn't
Becoming your whole life.
Yeah, you froze for just a moment there, so I believe I know what you said, and you were along the journey with me when that all happened, and it was very lovely to be held. I truly felt loved and held and hugged and witnessed. That's the good word. It was a witness. You were witnessing something that was happening to me that I didn't even understand, just to be wrapped up in a cozy hug, a fuzzy blanket per se, because that's what my dad did. He gave everybody fuzzy blankets in the hospital all around to keep everybody warm. And the symbolism of that, and you know me, I love speaking and learning in metaphors, and you always provided the metaphor for me of in the moment that I needed it. And
Yeah.
so witnessing that to me was extra special, but allowing me to just grow through that and not push it down. So that was the biggest transformation that has ever happened in my life. And I've been through some pretty messy ones. Go and
Oh,
listen to the talks, you'll hear about them.
yeah, she's been through car accidents, brain injury, abusive relationship, like everything. The microwave. Like you've been through a lot of stuff, and to have this one be at this moment. Do you think that this this happening at this moment in your life, because I'm in the like perimenopause to menopause, like midlife awakening, like it's crazy. Do you think that it is more significant now because of where you're at in your life? Like, would it have been different if you were 30 or 20?
Of course, 100%. I'm at a stage in my life where I still have children who need me. And my parents are my mom's very young, very healthy, very lively. My dad, I always say he was too young to die. But alas, that's life brought him his, journeys that he had to go through. But had I gone through it without, like where I'm at now with perimenopause, I have had my own health diagnosis. I was recently diagnosed just in March of last year, before all of this happened with my dad, with my own health issues. Um, that really put me in a panic place almost where my nervous system, you've heard me say so many times, I just like you taught me go lay flat for 7 minutes to reset your nervous system. I've found that I've had to do that so much more, and I think a lot of it is because of the stage in my life where I'm at. And had it happened 20 years ago, thank God that didn't, but I definitely would have been in a whole different mindset, perspective. I probably wouldn't have actually had the same ability to pivot and have a different perspective of the challenges that have come.
Agreed. Yeah, thank you for saying that. And I know you've been through so much. How has what you've been through made you able and more able to hold space for the women that you hold space for in your academy?
It gives me, again, I'm going to use the word perspective because it helped me understand that my own life experiences, although they reflect my outcome and what I say or what I do, it's actually helped me become much more introspective for myself, but be able to see people through a different lens. I'm
Yeah.
able to ask more questions now, to be more um, in tune with what other people are feeling and saying and hearing and experiencing through the experience that I have, but in a much more compassionate and connecting way.
Yes. Yeah, that is beautiful. It's much more compassionate, connecting, and deep. And that's all we can do. Like women here are coming here for awakening, for help, for connection, community, like all the things that actually make us able to keep stepping forward in our lives because we're always facing challenges. And you spoke about this, like you're in your one of your talks, it was so beautiful. You're becoming. You're not broken. It's actually nothing's wrong. You're in a stage of becoming. Talk to us about that. Like, how can the women here who feel like they're struggling or they're broken or like life's over or what, how can they really step into this? How can they understand they're becoming, not broken?
The very first thing, and this is kind of where my series of talks have evolved from, like where we're at and then what happens and how it's a journey. Actually, if you follow all three of my talks, it's a journey that we go through. And the very first part of understanding this becoming, and not that, oh, poor me, and this is me, and I have to shrink down and hide and make a choice. Am I going to live or die? Like in my talk, we are becoming, and we are exactly who we are. We have it inside of us. But the perspective shift is the biggest number one lesson that I would say that we can do, because the minute we shift the way we see those challenges that happen not to us, they don't happen to us. They don't happen because of us. They happen for us to
Or
be able to become the next, I would say, the next evolution of ourselves, but who we already are, and bring that out because we
yes.
already have it. It's the
Somebody
evolution.
write for me in the chat right now, because what you just said, Josie, like it's not happening to me. It's happening for me, like for my awakening, for my strengthening. So somebody write for me in the chat right now. Yeah.
When it happens for us, let me go back for 1 second. How many of you have gone to a restaurant and have sat by yourself, and you said, you might have said to yourself, I don't like going out to eat by myself. How many of you have experienced that? Like, wow, that feels kind of cringy. I did. But once I realized that I actually like who I am and I could go be with myself, I love going alone to eat in a restaurant with myself because it gives me that ability to get to know me, to have an inner conversation with my thoughts and my heart and my soul. And so when I talk about for me, for you, things are happening for me. It's that same concept that I come to myself with love. And the minute we can come to ourselves with love, we can then show that love to other people. But it has to start first in our soul.
Ooh, it has to start first in our own soul. So how do we do that? What's like a tip you have to get towards that?
Mhm. Well, one of the biggest things that I started doing was talking to myself with love. I used to talk to myself, oh, I should do this and I should do that. And I don't have the skills and I don't like what I did. Or, oh, poo poo, I just did something. And then I dwelled on it and I used to allow that to consume me. But the
Yeah.
biggest thing, and it was an advice that a very good friend and colleague of mine had given me a long time ago that said, love yourself first. Love the body that you're in first. Because I was yucky about how much weight I had gained and all this. No, the minute I started loving myself, I started seeing micro shifts. And my dad always said, if we could come together, all of us in this world, with love at the same time, can you imagine what would happen in this world? And it has to start here in my own heart first.
Aw, I love that your dad said that. Like, can you imagine? He's like an original hippie,
He does.
right?
Yes.
Like if we all just came together with love and it starts, like if we can't start inside, how do we expect it to go outside? And you've been through a lot, so you know what that's like. And by the way, you have a gift for everybody. Let's talk about that.
I do.
Because what you've been through has informed who you are. And so what you have, this resource that you have to bring to everybody here, it's going to be so valuable.
Yes, yes. So I created a very simple process and I call it the resilience reset because we need to reset ourselves in order to be resilient to get through any moment of adversity. So this resilient reset toolkit really it's just 5 steps, super simple. I didn't want to create anything. I have more, but I don't want to give too much. When we bombard our heads with too much information, we do nothing. Can I say that
Exactly.
again? We
Yeah.
do nothing when we overwhelm ourselves with too much to do. So, this resilient reset toolkit is just 5 steps. Just put the word pivot in the comments below. It's easy, PIVOT in the comments
Pivot.
below, and I'll give it to you. And it
So
will
you can
help
learn how to pivot in even in the face of adversity, like you say.
any adversity. It worked with my daughter when she didn't want to go to school after COVID and we got back to school and she was having a hard time. I walked through these steps with her and she was able to implement them and got back to school and now she loves school like it's amazing.
Ah,
And I use it with my clients and I use it in my own life every single day. And I'm getting tingles just talking about it now. That's how I know it's so powerful. It's beautiful.
pivot.
Pivot.
Put pivot in the comments. So the women that you work with, tell us a little bit more. Like, why do you love the work that you do?
I struggled with being a sales professional before. I'll be real. I am a salesperson and I struggled telling people that before because with it came a negative connotation. And I won't go in that whole story. You'll have to hear that tomorrow.
Right?
That's
Like
what
people don't want to be salesy or icky or anything. So you were a professional salesperson. And you
yeah.
did a lot in like you did a lot in revenue when you were a salesperson.
Oh, yeah. Even in just 1 year, I delivered over $1 million worth of furniture sales in 1 year where I worked before. And that's to deliver that much, you have to sell more because there's always cancellations and, attrition that, clients, buyer's remorse happens and all of that. But that was just in one job in 1 year. So I did, I really was very good and still am. But I struggled with the identity of being a sales professional because of the negative connotation of it.
Yeah.
And so that brought me to finding a new way. I said, there has to be a better way, especially women, So I focus on supporting women entrepreneurs who really are kind of struggling. They want more clients, they need more clients. They're brilliant at what they do, but there's a gap. There's something missing. So that's where I just kind of weave in, and I've created the soul led method to help women entrepreneurs from a soulful way to be professional in their business while attracting clients and making money. Because when you're in business, you kind of need to make money to stay afloat, right?
You really do. I love that. I love this description and hearing it in this way. It's really beautiful because women need a different way. Absolutely. And by the way, everybody, we're going to be doing another festival like this, but purely focused on business for entrepreneurs. So put biz in the comments down below if you're like, oh, yeah, let's do one that is like a business school for women entrepreneurs. It's going to be so much fun. But Josie, you have such a beautiful business, and the way that you help women is incredible. And you have three amazing talks happening here in Women's Spirit Festival. Tell everyone about it, all of them.
Well, the very first talk, I actually went into my vault because I have multiple signature talks that, or multiple talks that I give even in our own community. But I went into the vault and I pulled out the Pivot with Power talk that I did way back when, and I polished it up and I blew lots of love into it, and I made it what it is in this festival now. So Pivot with Power,
It was one of the
turn
best
them.
talks I've ever seen, guys. You got to go look at it. You've got to check it out.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that. It's one of my favorite ones to give, and it really goes back to home to the roots of all of this perspective shift and how the soul led method I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Became to be what it is. And then the next one is about becoming. And it's about becoming and stepping into. So, from the adversity, what do we do once we've kind of figured out, okay, now I have some tools to pivot, but now what do I do that I've pivoted? I've done my gratitude. I've done my perspective shift. What do I do now? Now it's coming into understanding and accepting that you really have it all within you and you are becoming. It's like the
Mm.
phoenix, right? Growing and becoming and flying. And then the next one, a little teaser, is going to be more about that legacy part. And how do we, now that we've becoming and we're putting action into place, how do we maintain that? And how do we maintain it to be memorable? I used to work in radio advertising, and we always would say, become memorable. You want to become top of mind. So, how do you become top of mind and memorable? And that part leads into now the legacy. So, that's going to be the next talk that's happening tomorrow,
Wait,
actually.
beautiful. So the pivoting, uh, the middle
Becoming.
one, and then
Becoming.
becoming and legacy, pivoting, becoming, and legacy. These are really beautiful. And everyone who knows when you're watching this replay, they're probably all up. Go to the little search bar, little search icon, looks kind of like a magnifying glass. It's up there. Type in Josie LoPorto Freeborn. She might even be one of our only Josies, so you just got to type in Josie and the rest will come up. And then when you search her name, you press enter and you search her name, and all her talks will come up. So you can check out her three-part series. That's what's really beautiful about Women's Spirit Festival is that you can all take it in your own perfect timing. You can take in all three parts at once or come back each day and watch them. And you can go deeper with any of the speakers that we have. If you're like, wow, Josie's amazing, you can watch all of her stuff that's in Women's Spirit Festival. So that's what's so sweet about this event. And if you have somebody, everyone, if you're watching this and you're like, oh, my sister needs to watch this, you can invite them into the group as well. And that's really sweet. So, Josie, I'm thrilled about all your talks and your involvement in Women's Spirit Festival and what you bring to this group. Like you always bring such heart, and it's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My heart, I wear it on my sleeve. I actually should get a pin and put a heart on my sleeve every time I do a talk because I do wear my heart on my sleeve. And I'm really excited to connect with everybody who comes into this community. If I can give a hot tip on about watching these talks,
Yeah.
they're 20 minutes. They're 20-minute talks, and I love to go in my car before I start driving. I go into the Women's Spirit Collective and I hit find a talk, any talk, and I push play. And as I'm driving, I get to listen to that. And it's so much better than a podcast. I mean, I love podcasts. I do a podcast too, but it's so nice to listen to all the women. And it just passes my drive, but it also fills my soul at the same time. Multitasking at its best.
At its best. And I think they're better than podcasts too, because in a podcast, it's kind of like this, like we're going back and forth and chit-chatting, which is wonderful. But in the talks, these are lessons, transmissions. These are awakenings. So you can have like a 20-minute power awakening just by watching these videos. I watch them when I'm getting ready. So like one for getting ready, one for making food. And I've been having awakenings too. I've been on this path of like personal awakening and self-development for over 30 years. And I'm watching these talks and going, whoa, like it just hit me in another way and it woke something up in my heart. So I agree with you. Like these are really powerful. Watch them when you're doing stuff. And sometimes sit down with a cup of tea and a notebook and be like, you know what? Wait, sit down with my notebook. Look at this. Look at us. Sit down with my notebook and some colored pens and write notes. Like this is a spiritual awakening school for women around the world. So invite somebody, press that invite button, go up to the top of this group where you're watching here. We're inside the group. Let me out. So we're inside this group. Go press the invite button. It's up there. Press the invite button and invite 10 or 20 women who are friends, sisters, beloveds, moms, aunties, clients, colleagues, like invite people to this community. Women's Spirit Festival is free, and we wanted to make it accessible for women around the world so they could take in the information about healing and wellness so they could access this without barrier and have a ripple effect, right? Like, Josie, what do you think about the ripple effect that women can have when they're empowered and when they're healed?
I'm so glad you asked me that because one of the festivals that I've done myself was Echoes of Love. And it's all about the ripple of love, the ripple of kindness. And that ripple effect really is huge because with one little, I think you put a stone in and you think it's just one tiny little ripple, but that vibration goes on and on and on and on. So I might say something and not even know who it's going to affect down the road. And that ripple effect of inviting people in, you just never know when your invitation might truly transform and change somebody else's life. We have a saying in my family about chips, but what this I'm going to relate it here is it's just going to change your life.
The
Just to
chip.
change your a chip might change your life. You know, you bite it and you go, "Oh, this is so yummy. I love it." Instead of saying I shouldn't have it. No, talk love into it. I love this. This festival, this event, this gathering of women, it really not might, it will change your life. It will.
And it's like everybody can take it into their own pace in their own time over the next few weeks, depending on when you're watching this. It's beautiful. And Josie, I just adore having you in it. I love having you in it. As we wrap up, before we wrap up, again, Josie has a resource for you. The word is pivot. Josie, tell everybody about it one more time.
So the pivot resource that you're going to put the words below, the resource is called the Resilience Reset Toolkit. It is 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, easy peasy, just little things that you can follow through to pivot in the moment of adversity. And once you read through this a few times and practice it, anytime anything comes up, you're driving behind your car, somebody, cuts you off, instead of getting all angry, that's a small little pivot you need to make. You can do these steps when something big in life happens, like when my dear dad passed away. I was able to use these steps as well into my deep soul to actually be able to reframe my thoughts and pivot through it. So this is a beautiful resource, simple to follow though. I wanted to keep it so easy. So put the word pivot below. I will send that to you. Once give me that cue. I need to know that you want it so that I can send it to you. Pivot.
Pivot. Pivot, everybody. And remember, you know what to do. Search the little toolbar so you can find the rest of Josie's talks and keep coming back here in Women's Spirit Festival. Everyone, could you put thank you in the comments right now? Just write thank you. Thank you, Josie. This is how we give a round of applause to all of our speakers because they can't hear it. So write the words. The words really matter. Write thank you in the comments for us right now. And Josie, final words of wisdom for women everywhere. What do you want them all to know?
I really want you to know that you matter, that your heart matters, your words matter, your thoughts matter. And really, if you can come and shift somebody else's life with your story, then maybe you also should be right here speaking. Your words matter.
Mm, everyone, so beautiful. Thank you again, Josie, for being here. I love having you on my events. I always love interviewing you, love spending time with you. And everyone, thank you for watching, for participating, for making Women's Spirit Festival so special and such an incredible event. And everybody, we will see you all in the next one. Bye, Josie. Bye, everyone.